Everybody wants to talk about agents, but nobody wants to talk about whether they're actually solving problems because most of them aren't. Welcome to Dataliction Essentials. I'm John, and today we're cutting through the noise on one of these, another misunderstood topics in AI right now, and that's agents. It's easy, super easy to get caught up in headlines or the pitch decks or the autonomous, all about the autonomous workflows and magic productivity leaps. But check it out. The real results still come from clear thinking and practical steps. So I want to slow down and ground it in what actually helps. We've been super lucky to meet people like Tyler Reed, who are building, shipping, and problem solving in the AI trenches. And today's episode is a distillation of some of those most important mindsets and use cases that leaders need to be hearing right now. So let's get this straight. Most companies don't have an AI agent problem. They have a prioritization problem because in the race to keep up, they skip the single most important question. What are you trying to solve? Before you ever build an agent or you reach for automation, you've got to clarify whether the thing you're doing even needs an agent at all. In our conversation, Tyler said it plainly. If you're not solving a real problem, it's just a cool tech demo. And that's where so many companies stall. They get enamored by autonomy, but they forget that structure matters more than speed. The key difference between automation and agents is not hype, it's logic. Automation does the same task over and over again, whereas then agents can adapt. But adaptation is not always better. Simpler is a lot of times smarter, especially when reliability and clarity matter more than novelty. So let me give you a real world example that Tyler shared. He had a client spending $10,000 a month on virtual assistants of sorts. And that can be a good fit at times. These were real people, but what they were doing in terms of research and writing and formatting emails, organizing documents, the bottleneck wasn't the capability. They were okay with that. It was the coordination that was very tough. Everybody was in different time zones. The deadlines were, slipping. So Tyler built her a purpose-built agent that tapped into her Google Docs, her sheets, and contextualized examples, that she could learn from and that they could learn from. They would take a single prompt, like, write this email based on this doc and this style. And then it just would do it based on the research of what it would do, not having to wait on time zones or anything like that. That's scoped, structured, business-aligned capacity. And it worked because it was targeted. It saved money because it saved her time and coordination. And ultimately, it freed up her focus to focus on value-creating work instead of playing traffic controller with all of these freelancers, which again, sometimes can work. But in this specific case, it solved a problem. But here's where this gets interesting. Tyler also talked about a second client where the solution wasn't an agent at all, actually. It was a busy mom working full-time who created workout reels to encourage other moms to help get back in shape after they had their babies. And the problem wasn't the creation at all. It was just the timing. She didn't want to have to log in and post at 2 p.m. during a meeting or worry about uploading the videos while she was picking up her kiddos. She just needed a way to batch her content and have it automatically published on a schedule. No agent required, just automation. Google Drive, a scheduling script, the freedom to create when she was inspired without the pressure to manually upload every single day. That is what real world problem solving looks like. And I cannot stress this enough. Most of what people think they need an agent for is actually just a workflow tweak or some sort of a lightweight automation. The bigger message here is about alignment. Don't let the word agent, quote unquote, get in your way. What you need is leverage. And leverage comes from understanding the tools available, understanding your workflows, what you're really doing, and being honest about where your pain actually is. It doesn't matter if you're, building it in Make or 8N or GPTs or AutoGen, all these words, okay? sort of custom thing. If you're not reducing friction in a meaningful way, it will not stick. And that's what Tyler really emphasizes: structure, tools, access, outputs, controls, guardrails. When you're giving something access to real data, whether it's internal docs or CRM records or employee-facing info, you have to build it like it matters, because it does. Data security, prompt boundaries, and output filters, these are not optional, by the way. Their difference is, a huge difference between a helpful assistant and then just like a PR nightmare. Good agents don't just do what they do, they know what not to do and what not to say. Remember that. It's oftentimes in the edit and in the white space. Now let's talk about leadership, because most leaders are still missing the point. They're chasing AI like it's a product to deploy instead of a capability to evolve. Tyler said it great. Just because something is new does not mean that it is helpful. Just because something's new does not mean that it's helpful. Leaders need to stop starting with the tool and they need to start starting with the pain. What's annoying your team? What's repetitive? What's draining morale? What slows things down? What's the things you know are broken, but you've just tolerated because you didn't have the time to fix it? That's where AI does start to matter. You can get it, really, really clear on your daily friction points. And you can start to map out solutions. And some of that will be automation. Some of that will be agents. And some of that might just be better communication, if we're honest. Because clarity is what wins. And the irony is this: the technology wave is overwhelming people, not because it's too powerful, but because we're too distracted. Every day a new framework drops. Every day someone claims they found the future. This is the most shocking thing ever. It changes everything. But most of the time it's just noise. The best thing you can do right now is pick one good thing and get good at it. If that's Make or AutoGen or Crew AI or LangGraph, whatever that might be, but get good. Don't just copy templates and build systems, and learn how the data actually moves. Learn how to debug, learn how to protect sensitive information, and then do one thing that makes your week easier and gets results. Okay. Repeat that 10 times. Congratulations, you now have an AI system that actually matters. Tyler made this point clearly. 95% of what you need can be built with one framework. So stop chasing magic, okay? Start building muscle. Choose leverage over novelty. Choose clarity over noise. Choose helpful over hype. Thanks for listening to this episode of Dataliction Essentials. For your next step, please visit our website at dataliction.com and sign up for our free 30-minute AI readiness consultation. You can fill out the form. You can see our availability, schedule a time right there. That intake form has some of our essential questions to make sure that we are going to make the most super, super helpful time for you. And yeah, just that short 30 minutes. And if it makes sense, I'm going to tell you about something that you got to check out. The AI Adoption Operating System. We're super stoked about it. We're going to be launching it here next year. But at the very least, you can take your very first step toward understanding and leveraging AI to help your team be all that it can be and to help your company grow on purpose.